unparalleled repository of human knowledge. These scrolls covered every subject imaginable, from mathematics and astronomy to medicine, philosophy, and literature. Some of the works contained within the library existed nowhere else in the world, and once they were gone, they were lost forever. To imagine the scope of this loss, we need only think of some of the works that survived in fragmentary form, or that we know of only through second-hand accounts. The writings of Aristarchus of Samos, who proposed a heliocentric model of the solar system centuries before Copernicus, were housed in the library. How much sooner might humanity have discovered the true nature of the cosmos if Aristarchus's ideas had been preserved and studied? The library also contained the works of countless other thinkers, poets, scientists, and philosophers whose names are now forgotten. What breakthroughs in medicine, astronomy, or physics might have been made if their knowledge had survived? How might our understanding of history, culture, and the natural world be different today if the Library of Alexandria had not been lost? It's not just the quantity of knowledge that was lost, but the potential for future discovery. The scholars of Alexandria were not merely archivists, they were innovators, constantly pushing the boundaries of human understanding. The library was a place where ideas could flourish, where the wisdom of the past could be challenged, and where new theories could be tested and refined. In losing the library, we didn't just lose the knowledge that had already been gathered, we lost the opportunity for all the discoveries that might have followed. The destruction of the Library of Alexandria is more than just a historical tragedy. It is a powerful reminder of how fragile knowledge truly is. Despite the best efforts of the Ptolemies, the scholars and the librarians who dedicated their lives to preserving human wisdom, the library could not withstand the forces of time, war, and neglect. Today, we live in a world where information is more accessible than ever before. With a few clicks, we can access vast stores of knowledge that would have been unimaginable to the scholars of ancient Alexandria. But this accessibility comes with its own risks. The ease with which information can be disseminated also makes it easier for misinformation and disinformation to spread. The same tools that allow us to preserve knowledge can also be used to destroy or distort it. The story of the Library of Alexandria reminds us that knowledge must be protected, nurtured, and passed on to future generations. It is not enough to simply collect information. We must create systems that ensure its survival and prevent it from being lost to the sands of time, as so much of Alexandria's knowledge was. As we move forward into the digital age, we must take care not to repeat the mistakes of the past. We must recognize the value of knowledge, not just as a tool for progress, but as a precious inheritance that we have a responsibility to protect. If we fail to do so, we risk losing not just the wisdom of the past, but the possibility of a brighter future. The destruction of the Library of Alexandria stands as a poignant chapter in the annals of human history, a moment that not only marked the end of an intellectual era, but also set the stage for centuries of stagnation and lost potential. The library was more than just a collection of scrolls. It was a living monument to the pursuit of knowledge, and its loss resonated through the ages, influencing the development of science, philosophy, and culture in ways that continue to shape our world today. In the wake of the library's destruction, Alexandria's status as a center of learning faded dramatically. Once the shining beacon of intellectual inquiry, the city became increasingly embroiled in political strife and religious conflict. The blend of cultures and ideas that had thrived within its walls began to dissolve, replaced by a more insular, dogmatic environment. Scholars fled the city, seeking refuge in other intellectual hubs such as Athens and Antioch, and Alexandria slowly transformed from a vibrant center of knowledge into a city struggling to reclaim its former glory. The loss of the library had profound implications for the progress of human thought. The centuries following the destruction, often referred to as the Dark Ages, were characterized by a significant decline in scientific and philosophical inquiry in much of Europe. The once flourishing spirit of curiosity that had driven the scholars of Alexandria gave way to an emphasis on dogma and superstition. In a time when the wisdom of the ancients could have guided exploration and understanding, Europe instead experienced a regression, where knowledge was often overshadowed by fear and misunderstanding. During this period, many of the texts and ideas that had been housed in the Library of Alexandria were lost, their insights fading into obscurity. The contributions of great thinkers like Euclid and Archimedes became mere echoes, their revolutionary ideas buried under the weight of ignorance. Even in the field of medicine, the advancements made by scholars like Herophilus and Erasistratus fell into disrepute, replaced by harmful practices that were based more on superstition than on sound science. The Dark Ages were marked not only by the loss of ancient knowledge, but also by a cultural and intellectual stagnation that persisted for centuries. Without the frameworks of thought and inquiry established by scholars of the past, society struggled to innovate and progress. For many, the study of the natural world became a secondary concern, overshadowed by religious obligations and dogmas that discouraged inquiry into the workings of the universe. In Europe, this period of intellectual stagnation was characterized by a retreat from the rigorous questioning and exploration that had defined the scholarly pursuits of the Greeks and Romans. The emphasis on religious doctrine often took precedence over empirical observation, and scholars who dared to challenge established beliefs faced the threat of persecution. This climate of fear stifled creativity and critical thinking, leaving many to simply accept the world as it was presented to them, without questioning or seeking to understand. The decline of Alexandria as a center of learning also had ramifications beyond its borders. The ideas and discoveries that had emerged from the library were not only vital to the development of Western thought, but also influenced civilizations across the Mediterranean and the Near East. As the library faded from prominence, so too did the exchange of knowledge between cultures. The rich tapestry of intellectual collaboration that had flourished in Alexandria became frayed, leading to a more fragmented understanding of the world. It wasn't until the Renaissance, which began in the 14th century, that Europe would start to awaken from its intellectual slumber. This period was marked by a renewed interest in the classical knowledge of ancient Greece and Rome, driven in part by the rediscovery of texts that had survived in the Islamic world. Scholars and translators from the Muslim empires, particularly in cities like Baghdad and Cordoba, had preserved and expanded upon many of the works that had been lost in Europe, keeping the flame of knowledge alive even as it flickered in the West. During the Renaissance, scholars began to seek out the lost texts of the ancient world, combing through libraries and monasteries in search of forgotten works. This resurgence of interest in classical thought was not just a revival of old ideas. It was a reinvigoration of the spirit of inquiry that had once thrived in Alexandria. Thinkers like Petrarch, Leonardo da Vinci, and Galileo Galilei began to challenge long-held beliefs, drawing inspiration from the writings of Aristotle, Euclid, and Archimedes. They sought to reconnect with the intellectual legacy of the ancients, using it as a springboard for their own explorations. This revival of classical knowledge sparked a wave of scientific and artistic innovation, laying the groundwork for the scientific revolution and the Enlightenment. However, it is essential to recognize that this resurgence was not simply a rediscovery of Alexandria's lost wisdom. It was also a response to the centuries of darkness that had followed the library's destruction. The Renaissance was, in many ways, a collective yearning for the light of knowledge that had once illuminated the world. The loss of the Library of Alexandria serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder of the fragility of knowledge and the importance of safeguarding our intellectual heritage. As we reflect on the impact of the library's destruction, we must consider the lessons it offers for our modern world. A world that, while vastly different in many ways, still grapples with similar challenges related to the preservation and dissemination of knowledge. In today's digital age, the ease with which we can access information is both a blessing and a curse. The internet has democratized knowledge, making it available to millions around the globe. Yet this vast repository of information also comes with its own pitfalls. The spread of misinformation, the rise of echo chambers, and the manipulation of data are just a few of the challenges we face in ensuring that the pursuit of knowledge remains a priority. Just as the scholars of Alexandria sought to gather and protect knowledge, we too must be vigilant in our efforts to preserve and share the wisdom of our time. We must cultivate a culture that values critical thinking, fosters open dialogue, and encourages the exploration of new ideas. The lessons of Alexandria remind us that knowledge is not just an accumulation of facts. It is a living, breathing entity that requires nurturing and protection. Despite the tragedy of its destruction, the legacy of the Library of Alexandria endures. It serves as an enduring symbol of the human quest for knowledge and understanding. The library's commitment to the pursuit of truth, the gathering of ideas, and the sharing of wisdom transcends time and culture, reminding us of our collective responsibility to preserve and promote knowledge for future generations. In many ways, the spirit of Alexandria lives on in our modern libraries, universities, and research institutions. These spaces continue to be sanctuaries of learning, where individuals from diverse backgrounds come together to explore, challenge, and expand the boundaries of human understanding. Just as the scholars of Alexandria embraced the richness of different cultures and perspectives, we must strive to create inclusive environments that celebrate diversity and promote the exchange of ideas. Moreover, the impact of the Library of Alexandria can be seen in our ongoing commitment to education and the arts. The Renaissance was not just a rebirth of ancient ideas. It was a testament to the belief that knowledge has the power to elevate society, foster innovation, and inspire creativity. This belief is as relevant today as it was then, guiding our efforts to cultivate a more informed, enlightened, and compassionate world. As we stand on the shoulders of the giants who came before us, those brilliant thinkers who once walked the halls of the Library of Alexandria, we are reminded of the importance of safeguarding our intellectual heritage. The story of Alexandria is a call to action, urging us to protect the knowledge we hold dear and to ensure that the light of learning continues to shine brightly for generations to come. The legacy of the Library of Alexandria extends far beyond its physical existence. It resonates through the ages as a powerful reminder of the importance of knowledge, inquiry, and the human spirit. The library was not just a repository of scrolls. It was a vibrant hub of intellectual activity that fostered creativity, collaboration, and the pursuit of truth. In the aftermath of its destruction, the world lost not only a collection of texts, but a profound symbol of what humanity could achieve when it came together in the pursuit of understanding. As we reflect on the lessons imparted by the story of the Library of Alexandria, we find that its legacy offers valuable insights into our own relationship with knowledge and our responsibilities as stewards of information. One of the most significant lessons from the Library of Alexandria is the idea that knowledge is a shared treasure, one that transcends boundaries of culture, religion, and geography. The library was a melting pot of ideas, bringing together scholars from diverse backgrounds who contributed their unique perspectives to the collective understanding of the world. This spirit of collaboration and openness was crucial to the library's success, and it serves as a vital reminder today. In our increasingly interconnected world, the sharing of knowledge is more important than ever. The digital age has given us unprecedented access to information, but it has also created challenges related to misinformation, polarization, and the erosion of trust. Just as the scholars of Alexandria recognized the value of collaboration, we too must embrace diversity and inclusivity in our pursuit of knowledge. By fostering environments where different voices and ideas can flourish, we can create a richer, more nuanced understanding of the world. The story of the Library of Alexandria also underscores the fragility of knowledge. Despite its monumental achievements, the library ultimately succumbed to forces of neglect, ignorance, and violence. This teaches us that knowledge, while powerful, is not self-sustaining. It requires vigilance, care, and active preservation. In contemporary society, the preservation of knowledge is an ongoing challenge. Libraries, archives, and educational institutions play a crucial role in safeguarding our intellectual heritage, but they cannot do so alone. We all have a part to play in this effort. By supporting initiatives that promote literacy, access to education, and the preservation of cultural heritage, we can help ensure that the lessons of the past are not lost to future generations. Moreover, the rise of digital information presents both opportunities and risks. The vast resources available online must be approached with discernment, as the line between credible knowledge and misinformation can often be blurred. Just as the scholars of Alexandria sought to verify and authenticate the texts they collected, we must cultivate critical thinking skills that enable us to navigate the complexities of the modern information landscape. The spirit of inquiry that characterized the Library of Alexandria is perhaps one of its most enduring legacies. The library was a place where questions were welcomed, ideas were challenged, and exploration was encouraged. This environment of intellectual curiosity gave rise to groundbreaking discoveries and innovative thinking, shaping the course of human history. In our own time, we must strive to cultivate a culture of inquiry that values questioning and exploration over dogma and conformity. Education should not merely be about the transmission of facts, it should inspire curiosity and a desire to seek out new knowledge. By encouraging students to ask questions, challenge assumptions, and engage in critical dialogue, we can foster the next generation of thinkers, innovators, and leaders. Moreover, the legacy of Alexandria invites us to appreciate the arts and humanities as essential components of our collective knowledge. The library housed not only scientific texts, but also works of literature, philosophy, and art. These disciplines enrich our understanding of the human experience and provide valuable insights into the complexities of our world. Embracing a holistic view of knowledge, where the arts and sciences are seen as interconnected, can inspire creativity and innovation in ways that pure specialization cannot. Perhaps the most profound lesson of the Library of Alexandria is the enduring belief in the power of knowledge to transform society. The library represented the aspiration to gather the world's wisdom in one place, to foster understanding and dialogue, and to build a better future through the pursuit of truth. This vision is as relevant today as it was in ancient Alexandria. Throughout history, knowledge has been a catalyst for change, driving movements for justice, equality, and progress. The works of great thinkers have inspired revolutions, influenced social reform, and illuminated the path toward a more enlightened society. As we navigate the challenges of our time, climate change, social inequality, and global conflict, we must harness the power of knowledge as a force for good. By prioritizing education, promoting scientific literacy, and fostering open dialogue, we can empower individuals and communities to address pressing issues and work toward a brighter future. The legacy of the Library of Alexandria reminds us that knowledge is not just a tool for personal advancement. It is a collective resource that can be used to uplift and transform society as a whole. While the Library of Alexandria may have been lost to history, its spirit lives on in the pursuit of knowledge and understanding that continues to define humanity. Every library, every university, and every community of thinkers is a testament to the legacy of Alexandria. A reminder that the quest for knowledge is a fundamental part of what it means to be human. As we reflect on the lessons of the Library of Alexandria, we are called to honor its memory by dedicating ourselves to the ongoing pursuit of knowledge. We must remember that the journey is not just about accumulating facts. It is about fostering curiosity, embracing diversity, and nurturing the human spirit. In a world that often seems divided and chaotic, the legacy of Alexandria serves as a beacon of hope. It reminds us that knowledge has the power to unite, to inspire, and to transform. By coming together in the spirit of inquiry and collaboration, we can continue the quest for understanding that began in the hallowed halls of that great library. As we move forward, let us carry the lessons of the Library of Alexandria with us, ensuring that the flame of knowledge burns brightly for generations to come. The library may have been lost, but its spirit, one of curiosity, exploration, and the unyielding quest for truth, lives on in each of us. Together, let us honor that legacy by committing ourselves to the pursuit of knowledge, fostering a culture of inquiry, and working toward a future where the light of understanding shines brightly in every corner of our world. The story of the Library of Alexandria is not merely a tale of loss. It is a profound narrative that encapsulates the aspirations, struggles, and triumphs of humanity in its quest for knowledge. As we reflect on its rich history and the lessons we can draw from it, we see a tapestry woven with threads of ambition, collaboration, tragedy, and hope. At its core, the Library of Alexandria was a testament to human aspiration, the desire to gather knowledge, to understand the universe, and to build bridges across cultures. Founded in a time of great uncertainty, the library sought to capture the wisdom of the past while fostering new ideas that could lead to future discoveries. It was a bold vision that recognized knowledge as a shared treasure, one that transcends boundaries and enriches the human experience. This aspiration continues to resonate today, as we face complex challenges that require innovative thinking and collaborative solutions. The legacy of Alexandria reminds us that when we come together in the pursuit of understanding, we can unlock the potential for growth and progress. However, the tragic fate of the Library of Alexandria serves as a poignant reminder of the fragility of knowledge. Despite its monumental achievements, the library ultimately succumbed to forces beyond its control: political upheaval, cultural conflict, and neglect. This fragility underscores the importance of actively protecting and preserving our intellectual heritage, as knowledge is not self-sustaining. It requires our vigilance, care, and commitment. In our contemporary world, where information is readily accessible, yet often manipulated, we must take the lessons of Alexandria to heart. We have a collective responsibility to promote critical thinking, support educational initiatives, and safeguard the integrity of knowledge. By nurturing environments that value inquiry and dialogue, we can ensure that the mistakes of the past are not repeated. The legacy of Alexandria is also a call to cultivate a culture of inquiry. The library was a space where questions were welcomed, ideas were challenged, and exploration was encouraged. The spirit of curiosity is essential in today's world, where the rapid pace of change demands that we adapt and innovate. By fostering a culture that values questioning and exploration, we can inspire future generations of thinkers and leaders. Education should not merely focus on the memorization of facts. It must ignite a passion for discovery and critical engagement with the world. When students are encouraged to ask questions and seek answers, they become empowered to contribute to the ongoing quest for understanding. Perhaps the most profound aspect of the Library of Alexandria's legacy is its reminder of the transformative power of knowledge. Throughout history, knowledge has driven movements for justice, equality, and progress. The ideas birthed within the library's walls inspired revolutions, influenced social reform, and illuminated the path toward a more enlightened society. As we face global challenges, the need for knowledge as a force for good has never been greater. By prioritizing education, scientific literacy, and open dialogue, we can empower individuals and communities to address pressing issues and work towards a brighter future. The spirit of Alexandria lives on in our commitment to using knowledge as a catalyst for positive change. While the physical Library of Alexandria may no longer exist, its spirit continues to inspire the pursuit of knowledge in our modern world. Each library, university, and research institution serves as a testament to the enduring quest for understanding that began in those ancient halls. As we navigate the complexities of the digital age, we must honor the legacy of Alexandria by dedicating ourselves to the ongoing pursuit of knowledge. This is not merely a personal journey. It is a collective responsibility to ensure that the light of learning shines brightly for generations to come. In closing, the story of the Library of Alexandria is one that transcends time and culture. It is a reminder that knowledge is a precious treasure, one that must be cherished and protected. As we reflect on the library's history, we are called to embrace the spirit of inquiry, to recognize the fragility of knowledge, and to commit ourselves to the transformative power of learning. The legacy of Alexandria is not confined to the past. It is alive in our hearts and minds today. Let us carry its lessons forward, ensuring that the flame of knowledge continues to illuminate the path for future generations. Together, we can honor the memory of the Library of Alexandria and ensure that its spirit of curiosity, exploration, and understanding thrives in every corner of our world. As we embark on this journey, let us remember that knowledge is not just a privilege. It is a powerful tool for progress, a catalyst for change, and a bridge that connects us all in our shared human experience.